Yeah.
I know.
You're screaming.
I know. You know what, honey? That's not helping. Hello, friends. I know you can hear Nick and I arguing, bickering in the background after 30 years of marriage. Oh, Lordy. Hi. Hello.
It's
So
not
did you?
bickering. It's you have to say you were right. I was wrong.
Okay, but so what doesn't make sense? New phone, and it was rotating on everything else. So all right. Hi, friends. Hello. Just cleaning my dirty glasses. Honey, will you grab me my coffee, please?
Yeah.
Maybe put an extra shot of coffee in it. Hi. Hello. Oh my goodness. Technical difficulties. I tell you what. Well, it is what it is, right? It's all good. It is all good because, ooh, the glasses are not good. Everything else is good, but not the glasses. All right. Let me get those clean, and then we will be ready to roll, my friends. Okay. Well, not quite ready to roll. I got to bring it up here. So, yeah, just, technology. I've only been doing lives for 4.5 years, but that's okay. New phone, which is bizarre because I had a new phone last week when we were together, the 10 days ago or whatever, and everything worked fine. And today it decided it did not want to participate. It did not want to participate, cooperate, whatever it is. Okay, hang tight, hang tight, hang tight. Okay. Oh, the iPad's offline. Everything is just peachy today. Okay. Okay. Okay, we got it. Come on. Okay, here we are. And here we are. We're here. We're live. Okay. All right, we're good. Yay! We're good. We're here. Everything is good. Reggie's hanging out in his little bucket. Nick and I have been out of town for, oh my gosh. Oh golly, we left last Friday and got home late yesterday afternoon. And so, sometimes when you're gone for a while, it just takes a bit to get back into the swing of things. So still working on the swing. Yes. Okay, friends. So let's just say hello. Let me say hello. Let me check the chat and then we'll kind of dig in. Hello, Tracy. She said, good morning. Covered in ice in central Iowa. Oh my goodness. The mailman just spinning his tires. Oh no. Hope that ice melts soon. Hello, Ms. L. Hello, Marge. Good morning here in Cincinnati. It's a balmy 40 and sunny. Oh, that's sunny. That's nice. Hello. Hi, Jackie. Good morning from Libertyville, Illinois. Rather cold, but it's warm and toasty in her viewing chair. I love it. In her viewing chair. It sounds like, I don't know, maybe like The Voice. You're in your chair. Hello, Wanda. Hello, Debbie. Carol from Central Canada. Carol, any movement on the postal strike there? I hope, because that is just, that is very frustrating. So I hope that you guys, I hope there's some movement on that. Hello, Carrie. Nice to see you. Karen Haynes from Colorado. Oh, look at that. Karen, I love that. Karen said, good morning, all. It's a fabulous weekend here in Aurora, Colorado. She got some of the best news of her life 2 days ago, so she might list based on that. That is so exciting, Karen. Congratulations on your best news. That's awesome. I love that for you. Hi, Carrie. Hello, Angela. Angie's Crafty Life. Hello. Hi, Wanda. Elizabeth. Good morning from West Virginia. Corey. Hello from Washington. Good morning, Carrie from Montana. Ginger from Southern Oregon. Oh, Ginger, you live in a beautiful place. Let's see. Hello, Kathy. Hi, Colleen from sunny but chilly Toronto, Canada. Thank you, Karen, for the reminder. Everyone, if you're watching still, thumbs up. I may have lost a number of you the beginning there because you're like, hello, why are we late? Usually we're not late. But you know what? It happens. So we just, the deep breaths, right? Hello, Jane. Nice to see you. Christmas card making day for her. Very exciting. Have fun with that. Nice little holiday crafting. Hopefully you have some holiday music going on in the background and maybe a nice smelly candle. I have a nice Christmas tree candle burning in the background. Nick is bringing my coffee. Thank you, dear. Thank you. This needs to say like cranky boss or something today, doesn't it? It says girl boss. It needs to say like cranky boss.
You are kind of cranky.
Actually, I'm doing, that was very well in controlled anger.
Yeah.
It was controlled anger. I'm working on my anger issues.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, goodness, friends. Okay, okay. Hi, Terry. Sounds like technical problems in the world. Printing problems, YouTube problems, just, it's all good. It is all good. Yeah, we were a little bit late. You guys, you know that now. Let's see. Hello, Cindy, or Kathy, not Cindy, Kathy. Pamela, hello. Gracie Crates, hello. Hi, Nancy. 29 degrees in Illinois. Ooh, I bet that's cold. I bet that is cold. Carmen, hola desde España. Somos Carmen y no. Okay. I think she said hello from Spain, and I think that's my name is Carmen. Is that right? That wasn't too hard. That wasn't too hard Spanish, right? Hello from Hope, Pennsylvania, Nikki BB44. Ave Del Monte Designs, first time in one of my lives. Well, welcome to you. Know that they normally don't get off to a rocky start. That's just sometimes technology, and that's what happens, right? Technology, and that is what happens. Ooh, okay, new light. There is a new light that I have. Let's move that out of the way, because that's funny. I have like glowing eyeballs. Does that help? Oh, that's better. I'll rotate that again when we're ready. It'll help shine more light, more even light on what I'm doing. So, glowing eyeballs. Hi, Robin. Printer issues. Right. Carol, no movement on the postal strike yet. Oh my goodness, you guys. I'm so sorry. If some of you are unaware, there's been a postal strike. The Canadian Postal Service has been on strike for what, three weeks now or more, which is just difficult, right? Very, very difficult. Very difficult. Jolene said her order is on the way. Oh, very exciting. I will also tell you, a couple people have reached out. Hey, my order seems to be taking the long way. Just know this time of year, with even the U.S. Postal Service is not on strike, but sometimes things go a little haywire, and I haven't seen any reports yet on like how many packages and how many letters, cards and things like that are going through the postal system. But just know, as volume goes up, sometimes the postal system does weird things. Like there was one lady that I just got back to this morning. She lives in Washington State. And so her package went from Salt Lake to Washington. And instead of getting to her in Washington, it went from Washington to Puerto Rico. And then now it's on the way back from Puerto Rico back to her. So sometimes things just go haywire, and frustrating. All right, friends. So hello, Lisa from Texas. Christy F. from Salem. Lots of folks in today. So happy to have you all. Hi, Pam. Hello, Heidi. I haven't seen you on one of our Saturdays in a long while. Pamela said, love your shirt scarf. It is a shirt. It is a shirt. We have a surprise birthday party to go to tonight for a friend in our neighborhood, and then also a holiday party tomorrow. So I'm going to get a little wear out of my Christmas shirt. Carol K, tech issues. Yeah, right. It is. Okay. The government is working on getting back to work. May I have delivery starting next week? Oh, Colleen, that would be wonderful with the Canada Post. That would be wonderful. Bore Berte. I'm sure I didn't pronounce that right. Hello from Norway. Nice to see you with us. Hello, Kelly. All right, friends. So I am going to get us going. I just saw one more question there. Sneak peeks on the upcoming kits. Oh, Kathy. Okay, so in fact, that's the person right below that. Let's start with that one. Jessica Upton, my friend Jessica, that owns Color Cast Designs. That is one of the things that I have been waiting on. I think 2 years ago, I had Jessica create something fun and exclusive for the Year in Review project kit. And I've done that again. We've done that again. We've kind of collaborated on something fun. So that was kind of the last thing that I had been waiting for. And that's supposed to be here today. And the stamp set. I think maybe Monday. Anyhow, the 2025 Year in Review kit will go up, crossing fingers, maybe Tuesday next week. I need that stamp set. So probably Tuesday of next week, and it will be on pre-order. It will probably ship, I'm going to say mid-January. and the 2025 Year in Review Project Kit. The Year in Review Project Kit, if you're new, is a traveler's notebook kit that we use to document month after month after month we will do that for next year, 2025, using that kind of about last month method of documenting or memory keeping that we've been doing about the last 5 years now. So that will go up, like I said, probably mid next week, and it will probably shipping late December. I will have my stamp sample. Goodbye. Thank you. My stamp production samples should be here early this week, and then I have to test them, make sure everything is good, and then I'll put in my order for those. So that's why it'll take a couple more weeks than when I do the pre-order. But other than that, everything else will be here or close to being here. So that one, very exciting. That is always a super popular project kit that I do every year. That is my second most popular project kit. The first one is the December Documenter to the December Daily that we are heavily in the middle of kind of documenting the month of December right now. So that is the first one. The second one is another big one. It is a brand new program, and it is called Season Pass. And so it is a quarterly program, and you can sign up for the whole year if you want. You can just do it quarter by quarter if you want, but it is all exclusive product. Paper, stickers, die cuts, stamp. So very excited about that. That I am waiting for the paper. So hopefully that arrives this week as well. And then that one will start shipping as soon as the paper arrives, because that one we need to get out quickly, because we will need that for the end of December to kind of set up our traveler's notebook for the month of January. But it also goes well beyond that. You guys have been asking for years if we could have product that we use on a weekly basis to do our listing. And that if you could know well in advance of the product I'd be using when we're doing our listing. And I always kind of chuckle and go, oh yes, in a perfect world, I would love to be able to tell you 2 months in advance, 1 month in advance, the product I'll be using. Well, this is a way that I will start to do that. So obviously I'll still be using lots of other products during our Saturday listing sessions, but that'll kind of be a really fun new program to look forward to. So no sneak peeks yet, but that'll give you kind of an overview of what is coming in the next 1 to 2 weeks. Okay. Jessica, I love it. Jessica said, I love doing stuff for you, Lael. Jessica, I love it too. It's just such a fun thing to do. And I just love your stuff. So if you guys are not familiar with Color Cast Designs, Jessica does amazing wood veneers, but I think more so when I think Color Cast Designs, I always think of the acrylic pieces, which are just so fun. So if you don't know Jessica or Color Cast Designs, you should go check it out. All right. Oh, the squirrel on the bookshelf. Karen, that's funny. He has been there forever. You may just notice some more because he has a little wreath tied around his head. Okay, friends, I think we're ready to roll. Okay, I think we are ready to roll. I'm going to rotate the camera, and then we'll get going. Before I rotate the camera, I just looked at my little notes. 2 things. We have one winner from when we were together last on November 3rd. That is Kristen Stode, 4383, and Kristen wins the set of the Bullets and More 2. Stamp set. Okay, so I have kind of, if you haven't been with me for a while, I've kind of changed the way we're doing prizes. There will always be 2, at least 2. One will be a live prize. So if you're watching live, you have a chance to win a prize, and then we'll continue to do one that's the after party prize, where you leave a comment on the video when it's over. So that is the first item of housekeeping. So congratulations to Kristen. And the second one is our listing schedule for the rest of the month. Today is December 14th. We are listing today. We are listing again next Saturday, the 21st, and we're listing again the Saturday after that, which is December 28th. And I will be working this week on the listing schedule for the first quarter of 2025. So watch for that. And that will be our listing schedule dates for January, February, March. Okay. Let's rotate the camera. And let's get us going. Hello, Marilee. San Antonio. You go to San Antonio often for your birthday, don't you? I seem to remember. And happy birthday, by the way. I seem to remember you being in San Antonio before. Yeah? I'm glad you popped in to say hello. Glad you popped in to say hello. All right, plugging in now. Terry, because Terry, you usually will ask. I will ask you guys to help me timekeeping wise. I need to end about 5 minutes to noon Pacific time. Or Terry, you just asked. Thank you, my dear. I love that. Thank you. Yeah, about 5 minutes to 1. And 1 o'clock would be Mountain Time. Terry and I are both in Mountain Time. So yes, about 5 minutes to 1. If you I have a just see my little thumbnail. You might notice it has a Band-Aid on it. You might notice the rest of my nails look lovely. That one has a Band-Aid because I broke it. I broke the nail and I need to, I have an appointment to go get that one fixed. So that's our plan. That is our plan. Hello, Anniversary Party. Anniversary Party said, love the paper and die cuts you have laid out. Can't wait to see what you do with them. Oh, thank you. Thank you. We'll have fun, right? We will have lots of fun with them. All right, let's take a quick sip of coffee while it's still hot. It is nice and hot. Zen Girls needs to go get tamales for Christmas party. Zen Girls, I wish I was at your Christmas party. I love tamales. All right, another sip of coffee and then we're ready. We always talk about how important it is to hydrate when we're working, right? Important to hydrate. Alrighty, so when we were together last on the 3rd. On the 3rd of, gosh, it feels like it's forever and a day ago, doesn't it? We were together last on the 3rd of December, which was a weeknight. We do some weeknight sessions and some Saturday sessions. So when we were together last, we did 3 lists. The lists that we did, we will take a quick look at, and then we will get started on our first list for the day. If you, again, I'll say if you are new, there are a number of links in the description box of the video. The first one that you'll see will take you to the blog post for today that has our listing topics as well as a link to the products I am using. Below that, you will see a link to the products I'm using, and that takes you to a page on my website. So, website is laelbymail.com. Loads and loads of different products. Some I manufacture myself under my Lael by Mail brand, and then others I am just bringing to you from other manufacturers. So, you will see a list. You will see the products I'm using, and if you want to purchase any of them, you just go click, and then there you go. So, 3 lists. Our first list that we did last week was in the news. It was in the news for the month of November. So we do a number of lists on a monthly basis, and one of them is called In the News. In the News, we're basically just listing about a number of different news events that happened in the world. Generally, I like to have photos that go along with those. Sometimes I have a lot of photos. Sometimes I have a few photos. Sometimes there's just one kind of big news event. I may have just 1 or 2 photos. But basically the whole idea is just to capture what happened in the news for that particular month. So that one was October. We did that a couple weeks ago, and that was November. All right, that was our first list. Our second list that we did, this guy, movies I want to watch this month. Hello, Mom. Hi. Merry Christmas, everyone. Hi, Lael. It's Mom. Hi, Mom. The second one we did is movies I want to watch this month. And with this list, we used the Simple Stories Santa's Village collection. And that is the product that you see kind of up here on my desk. We will be playing with this collection again today. But it's just a super fun, just cute, traditional Christmas colors, nice and vibrant, with a little bit of gold foil mixed in. So movies I want to watch this month. Some will be repeats, like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Some will be ones I've never seen before, like Four Christmases and The Holiday. So we'll see. This is very aggressive for me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I have not watched any of those yet this season. So guess what? It says I want to watch. Doesn't say I will watch, right? So just kind of a fun little list of movies that I would like to watch for the holidays. Next list. Our next list, I had started working on what I call off the page. Marge said, "Oh, your mom is here. That is the sweetest thing ever." Marge, it's fun to have my mom here. It really is. She just pops in. I never know if she's coming or not, right? She just pops in. And it's always fun to have her here because a lot of times she's like, "Oh my gosh, I never knew that about you. How did I not know?" And, maybe something I'm listing about, which takes us kind of into a little bit of a squirrel moment. But as we are here and as we are creative listing, one of the things that we're doing is we're telling our story, right? We're telling our story, and we're telling a story that people in our lives may not know about us. So, movies I want to watch this month. That's not necessarily not really a storytelling, right? I guess it is, but something like, I don't know. Let me think back to something. One that we had done maybe years ago, things I wanted to be when I grew up, and things that I never could be, right? So as we're making creative lists like that, we're telling our own story, and we're doing it in a way that is probably a story that we've never told, and probably a story that people in our lives may have never known. So just kind of a fun thing that we do when we are getting together. Colleen said, "Karen Warren, how is your recovery going? My mother broke her hip 2 months ago. 2 months? I don't even know. I'm sure she can tell us. Playing tennis, she dove for the ball. My mother, I always joke, can run circles around me in any type of exercise. So, anyhow. But she is doing amazingly well. And then I'll let her tell you in the chat. Okay, so our third list that we did, and this is the one we had started on. This list I started working on. I call it off the page. Ooh, I was trying to, man, I got really close. Let's get further away now. I was trying not to, as I kind of bend over. You can see just a little part of my shirt, so I'll get that fixed. Marge said, "Wow, diving for the ball, that's beast mode play." So Marge, one thing you should know about my mother, that is the second time that she's broke a hip, doing the exact same thing, diving for the ball. The first time she broke it 6 years ago, which is, I said, "Mom, guess what? No more tennis for you." It's like, no soup for you, no tennis for you, if you keep diving for the ball. That we have to curtail. 3 months. Oh my gosh, that is crazy, Mom. She's good, back to tennis in 3 or 4 weeks. Yay, thanks for asking. But we'll all tell her, we'll all play the parent here, no more diving for the ball. Okay. Our list. Phrases kids today wouldn't understand. This one is a list that we started off the page, right? Nag, nag, nag. And I could say right back at you, Mom, right? Right back at you. Oh my goodness. Anyhow, off the page. The reason that I had worked on these off the page, when we start to get towards the end of a traveler's notebook insert like this one, this was the last spread. In a lot of cases, I will work off the page because it's a little bit easier to create like this and then go ahead and adhere them in. Just once you get really nice and chunky, right? Chunky's a good word when it comes to a traveler's notebook. And ice cream and baby thighs. Beyond that, don't use chunky in vocabulary around me, right? So work on it off the page and then we'll go ahead and hear that back. This was a fun one. Phrases kids today wouldn't understand. A lot of times when we are listing and we're having kind of fun in the chat, this was a great example of having fun in the chat. We said things like, "Be kind, please rewind." Would you like smoking or non-smoking, right? We never hear that anymore. You've got mail, blue light specials. So we had a lot of fun putting that list together. And I ended about here because I ran out of things. So this morning, I was adding a couple of other things and was not paying attention to what I did. I spelled dude, like dude, dued, like co-ed, but dued. So that I'll have to fix. And I'll just continue. I need to come up with a few more. So once I get the rest of those done, then I will go ahead and adhere that into my insert. And that will finish up this insert. So this insert is done. We started this insert. Oh my goodness. Oh, we started it in September. Or actually October 1st. So generally it seems it's about 2.5 to 3 months for me to complete an insert. All right. So our first list that we're going to start out with today is, I'm going to skip around a little bit. We will be doing a list that will be another version of this, but kind of a reverse version of this. But before we do that, I am going to have us work with some of the product that is here. So we'll come back to this in a second, and we're going to work with the product that's here. So the first list that we're going to do is a holiday bucket list. Holiday bucket list. So some things that I would like to do, still over the holidays. I've started a brand new insert, okay? Brand new insert. I use standard wide inserts. So standard is 8.25 by 4.33. Standard wide is 5. So I use standard wide inserts 5 by 8.25 because I like a little bit more width. And these are my mail by mail inserts. So generally what I do when I start, I skip the first page. So here I am going to maybe skip the first page. I need to decide what I want to do. This should be holiday bucket list. Really, it's just kind of a one-page list. So I need to decide, do I want to make this a one-page list? And if I do, I will go right there at the beginning. Some of you are very, very, very strong about wanting to do 2-page lists. You want to do 2-page lists because you like things to coordinate from side to side. If you do a 1-page list, then you get a little bit uncomfortable because you don't like the way things look side by side that don't necessarily match or coordinate. So oftentimes what happens is you will, or I will, skip the first page and then jump right into a spread. But I think what I'm going to do here, I'm going to dive right in, and this will be my first page. This list will be my first page, and we're going to make it a single page list. Colleen said, Lael, the smoking or non-smoking is funny, especially when the sections were next to each other or on an airplane, when it is right behind the non-section. Exactly. We kind of joke that's like having a peeing or non-peeing section of the swimming pool, right? It all kind of just goes together. And not that there is a section like that, but you know what I mean. You know what I mean. All right, so my bucket list, my holiday bucket list. I think what I'm going to do, and I did not include this on the list of products I was going to use because it just hit me this morning. I'm like, oh, we have the perfect stamp set for this. This is the to-do stamp set, List Builder To-Do. And it is kind of a mix and match type of stamp set. You have words that you could put before list. So you have grocery list, packing list, shopping list, bucket list, to-do list, get it done list, don't forget list, a things to do list, a honeydew list, things like that. So I thought, well, I have bucket and I have list. Maybe I'll put those two together. That would make it easy, right? So that is List Builder To Do. So we'll grab bucket. And we will grab list like that. And then I need to figure out what I would like to be the base of my list. I don't know. This guy is kind of fun. A little bit non-traditional Christmas colors, right? We have the traditional green and red, but then the little pink. So the pink might be kind of fun to work with. I'd like to decide what background paper I want to use first, because then I can pull in maybe those colors on my title. So let's look. This would be cute. That's got a little bit of that pink in it, right? And it has some of that gold foil. So the collection is Santa's Village from Simple Stories. Oh, look. And so I had pulled all of these out. This was an exercise in planning ahead because we left a week ago Friday. And email for this always goes out Thursday. So I took the pictures and had everything set up a week ago. Thursday, more than a week ago. So really no idea. I didn't know then what lists we were going to do, but these guys kind of work. Those might work together. As we look at a couple of other things. Oh, that little Santa is just the cutest, isn't he? I don't know, maybe. We put a couple of things like that together because it's just going to be a single page list. We don't have a ton of room for other things. Let's grab our trimmer. let's start out by trimming this piece of paper. So this is from the Santa's Village 6x8 paper pad. I almost always use 6x8 paper pads if I can. And the reason, well, a couple of things. Number one, the size. When we are working in a standard or standard wide traveler's notebook insert, 8.25, and that is at 8. So that just gives me a little bit of a nice border all the way around. So that's one reason there's not a lot of excess left over. But the other one is that the pattern is scaled down. So this is a 6x8 paper. That pattern has been scaled down. If I was using the 12x12 version of this, it would look exactly the same. It'd still have the same pink background and the little holly and berries. The difference would be those little holly berries would be much larger because it would be scaled for a 12x12 size. So since we're working in a smaller format, I like to work with a scaled down paper so we see a little bit more of that pattern. All right, so I always start out trimming that down to 4 3/4. I trim to 4 3/4 because then that gives me that nice kind of white border all of the way around. I will round the upper and lower right corners as we get going. I like to round my corners because the corners of my inserts are rounded. So it just kind of makes it all flow a little bit more to me. All right, so now let's get some white cardstock out. We need our white cardstock because I will write my list on white cardstock. So let's get that out. How is everyone doing today? How are you? Are you getting ready for the holidays? Are you close, or does it still seem like the holidays are way far away, right? We're about 2 weeks out. 2 weeks and a day, getting there, right? Getting there. I kind of, because we were out of town for a week, kind of do a lot of things ahead of time, but still lots of things to do. Lots of things to do. All right, so now let's just do this. Let's make this easy. We are going to eyeball. We will eyeball where we would like this to be. Pencil? Oh, here we go. Yep, pencil. All right, so what if we do about here and about here? And this, it's funny, the eyeball usually ends up being almost exactly the same every time. So let's see where that gets us. That's about 3 3/4 wide and it's usually about 7 tall. Yep, isn't that funny? That's pretty much like dead on 7. So, oopsie. This is, my piece here is about 3 3/4 by 7. So that will give me just a nice border of that pattern paper all the way around. Okay. Carol K, I love it. Carol K is ready to start some panic shopping. Panic shopping. You know, we don't know panic shopping until you have to stop and get gas on Christmas Eve at the 7-Eleven, and you go in to get a Diet Coke and you see a man in there buying Christmas presents at the 7-Eleven on Christmas Eve. That is panic shopping, right? That is panic shopping. All right, let's see. I think I would really like to work in. I'd like to work in that pink, but I'm afraid we don't have a pink that will work for that. We're not really going to have exactly what we need, I think. So let's see. Oh, we used Mowed Lawn last week. Mowed Lawn, not the right color for that green. So while we're thinking pink, let's also think about green. Rustic Wilderness would probably be the closest that we're going to get to. And these are all Distress Oxide colors. I have swatched all of my inks using the Swatch This ink stamp set, because then it makes it really easy for me to kind of look through and figure out my colors. So when it comes to a pink, that's a hard one. Spun Sugar is not quite right. Tattered Rose is probably the closest. Ooh, no. Tattered Rose, when you look at it that way, is definitely more of like a peachy skin tone. Spun Sugar, and then we're going to get way too pink and into the pinkies and really pink. Red. We could do red. I don't know. Red just seems so like loud, like mean. Bucket list. in the red. Boy, that sounded like I said a bad word, didn't it? Bucket list. Bucket list. Marge is cooking, baking today, panic shopping on Monday. Very good. Very good. Carrie's granddaughter, and I drove up to my dad's for the weekend. Oh, I bet he loved seeing you guys, Carrie. I bet he did. I'm sure he did. I hope he's doing okay this time of year. Well, okay in general, right? But especially this time of year. I'm sure that's really hard with your mom being gone. All right. Well, let's go with you know what? I think we're going to end up with the Rustic Wilderness Green. So let's pull that out. It's not going to exactly be my favorite. Or maybe, do we just do red? Let's just embrace the red. We'll still use the Rustic Wilderness in another way. Let's embrace the red. Candied apple. Let's see if we are using these things. Barn door, crackling campfire. There's so many different reds. Festive berries is a little bit too lumberjack. Fired brick. I think I'm liking barn door for that. All right, let's grab barn door and was it evergreen bough? Is that what? No. Rustic Wilderness? What did I pull? What were we talking about? Oh yeah, no. Rustic Wilderness. Nope. Yep, Rustic Wilderness. Rustic Wilderness. Okay. Here we go. All right, so I think we're just going to do it. We're just going to do the barn door. We're going to do it. I'm going to bring in a little bit of green though, and I'm going to do that by grabbing the, please. There we go. We're going to ink the edges of that white cardstock. We'll do that with Rustic Wilderness. So I have pulled out my little storage here for my little foam dauber pieces, okay? So that will go right there. As I'm inking the edges, I'm going to circular motion with that little foam piece and just going to ink the edges. So bring in a little bit color if you are a scrapbooker. Basically, I'm just matting. It would be like I was matting this white paper with a piece of green cardstock, but I'm not doing that. I am just inking the edges, and that is a little bit better, in my opinion, when you're working in a traveler's notebook because you're not adding an extra layer. But the other thing is you don't have to be looking for the right colored cardstock. In this case, we're just looking for our ink that kind of goes. And because that, it coordinated, but it really didn't match. It wasn't an exact match. That is how I can still get that color in there, but work around maybe the issue of it not being the exact color match that I wanted if I was stamping. All right, so let's take a look at that and what a huge difference that makes. This is what that looks like without, right? This is what it looks like with. It just makes such a difference. It just kind of helps to pull it all together, right? All right. So let's go ahead and adhere this. Looks like we had a little bit more green up there. All right. So now let's figure out what we think we want to do down here, maybe along the bottom before we get too far in. I like those two together. That washi. So this washi is from the same collection, Santa's Village. So I think it might be fun to maybe pull that in. Let's see. Mary, hello, Mary Peck. Mary, I am so impressed. Mary just said today is wrapping day. Pretty packages all around. So then that way they kind of look nice under your tree, right? Mary, I am very impressed. I don't know when wrapping day will be in this neck of the woods. It will probably be Christmas Eve. No, it won't be that late, but you know, I have fond-ish memories, fond-ish, right? Fond-ish memories of when the kids were little. One of Nick's aunts used to have a big Christmas Eve party every year. So we'd get home, you know, around 10 o'clock on Christmas Eve at night. And then we had to get all the Santa presents ready and, you know, kind of do all those things. Now, here's the deal. When I should say get the Santa presents ready, what I mean by that is I mean that in different households handle Santa differently. In some households, the mom and dad make an agreement with Santa when the kids are little. Santa, are you going to bring the presents wrapped, or would you like us to wrap the presents? Because we understand that you're really busy and you have a lot of homes to get to. So when I say get the Santa presents ready, I mean get all the wrapping and all that ready to go so that when Santa delivers the presents, that in the middle of the night we could wake up and wrap them for Santa because he didn't have enough time, right? You know what I'm saying there, okay? Building the bicycles and all that, and it being like 2 or 3 in the morning and just thinking, oh my goodness, this is a lot. Oh my goodness, this is a lot. All right. So in the past, we have done lots of Christmas or holiday themed lists. One that we had done in the past was your holiday traditions. So if you haven't done a list like that, holiday traditions, that might be a fun one for you to do. And your holiday traditions could be something like that. Is a tradition in your family that you have made an agreement with Santa and you wrap the presents that Santa brings? Or does Santa bring wrapped gifts? How about stockings? How about Christmas Eve? Do you have Christmas Eve traditions? Just kind of depends, right? But that's a fun list to do. Your family traditions, your family holiday traditions. Okay, let's get that little guy off there and put that back. Now I need to get a little wipey out because I have that stuff all over my hands. All over my hands. All right, so what if I just saw something that I hadn't put away that could be fun to use, but it might be a little bit too big. Let's see. So we're still planning on these guys down here. Just a little bit like that. And then we'll have our little bucket list up here. But maybe we just need something like this. Maybe we'll just have a couple presents like that right there. And then we'll do our title there and we'll just start our listing. How about that? I think that would work. Unless we feel like we want to get any other little... We could do something like that there instead. Maybe we'll do that. These are kind of small. But we could do something like that, right? We could have a little tree with the present. We'll see. Let's get to stamping our title because I think we are about that step right now. We need to stamp our title so we know kind of what we're going to do above that. All right, bucket list. So I need to try a couple of things here. I might want to, we can either go sideways like that, or we could do a little nesting like that. So let's figure it out. We need a stamping block. Put those over there. Okay. Need a little stamping block. And different size stamping blocks. I have a bunch of different size stamping blocks here. I have been stamping, I don't know, maybe about 4 years, 5 years, probably about 5 years now. I did not always love it. I love it now. Absolutely love it now. I did not always love it because there were lots of things I didn't know when it came to stamping. One of the biggest things I think that you can do for successful stamping is to right size your stamping block. So when I say right size your stamping block, if I only have one stamping block, what happens? It has to be my giant one because this has to work for all of my stamps. If I'm using a giant block for a little tiny word like that, it works, but it's not as easy to maneuver because I'm trying to get that to be straight. I'm trying to get even pressure, just a little bit harder to handle because that is so big. So if I use a smaller block, if I'm right sizing, then it's much easier because now this little guy makes it a lot easier to handle. That clearly I did not clean off well enough last time. So let's just do that really quickly. Kind of like your dishes after dinner. They're much easier to clean if you clean them off and put them in the dishwasher right away, as opposed to wait till the next morning. So there we go. Now it's nice and clean. You'll notice that I am drying that off. That is a super important part of the process. You want to dry off your stamp after you've cleaned it before you apply any ink to it, especially if you are using a pigment-based ink. So Distress Oxides or a hybrid ink, they are pigment and dye. But a pigment-based ink takes a little bit longer to dry. It is also water reactive. So if I have cleaned my stamp and I haven't dried it off, when I apply my ink to the stamp and I go to stamp, that ink, the pigment in the ink is going to react to the water and it will change. It may change in a good way. It may change in a bad way. You see it happen more with, I think I see it happen more with like greens and kind of lighter blues than I do maybe like a red. But it will react and it may not give you the outcome that you necessarily want. So important to dry after cleaning. Another important step is to test, okay? I always will do a test stamp first. And that will do a couple things for you. Number one, that may affirm that you like the color, right? In this case, we are using that barn door, right? So do I like barn door? Does barn door go well there? I think it's fine. I think it's fine. So we like that, but I'm also checking to see, are there any little hairs or fibers on that stamp that is preventing ink from adhering anywhere? If I am, what was I just gonna say? I totally lost my train of thought. Oh, if I'm using alphabet stamps, that's a good opportunity for me to make sure that my word is spelled correctly. Testing will help you to see if your stamping block, your stamp is on the stamping block straight. But it also will help you do something like this. Do I like it stacked like that? Or do I like it side by side? I think I'm gonna like it stacked because if I stack it, then I can do a little bit more decoration up here, right? Like we could incorporate a couple of these things up here. Maybe like that. So I think I'm going to stack it. So let's go ahead and do that again. Ink that up. Get that nice and inked up. And, ooh, get that off of there really quickly. Just got a little bit of red ink on the stamping block. Okay, ooh. All right, so if we go right about here, bucket, nice and really nice and sharp. So I'm working with the List Builder To Do stamp set. It is, all of my stamps are manufactured in the US. They're photopolymer stamps, so you're getting a very nice, good quality, nice, crisp, sharp image. Zen Girls is shopping. My sissy is obsessed with TikTok Shop. TikTok Shop. Is that where you're just seeing things on TikTok and then you're buying them on TikTok? I don't know what that is. Oh, and you know what? So Karen brings up a very good point. Karen's mom passed away a couple of days before Christmas in the past. And Christmas is not fun and games for everyone, right? For a lot of people, it is a really hard time. It is a really, really hard time. So just be nice. Be nice to yourself. I mean, don't be nice. I mean, be nice to yourself. I mean, you can be nice to other people too, but be nice to yourself this time of year. It is not necessarily a good time of year for everyone. So be nice to yourself. Take care of yourself. That's important. See, I like the red. I'm glad I went with the red. It's not too like in your face. Red sometimes just seems like a lot, right? Sometimes red seems like a lot. Zen Girls is wrapping too. You guys, I'm so impressed. Actually, tomorrow I'm going to be needing to do some wrapping. I need to send some gifts and stocking things to Jack, and Jack's our older son, to Jack and his fiance Kat. I need to do that. And then also we have a Secret Santa that we are doing as a family, and I need to get all of those things shipped off on Monday morning, just so they have plenty of time. So all those things I need to get wrapped beforehand. And do you think that I would be smart and wrap all the presents at that point? Well, no, just not going to happen. That's okay. Got to save some of it for later. All right, here we go. But here's the other thing, and I was talking to Nick and I were out of town this week. I mentioned we were with dear friends of ours that they were in both of our weddings. We all went to college together. We are still very dear friends and do things with them often. But how Christmas is just different, obviously, as your kids get older and as you get older too. We don't necessarily buy things for each other anymore for Christmas. We maybe plan a trip or something like that, or maybe a bigger ticket purchase that we needed earlier in the year, something like that. But even our kids, so we have adult kids. Jack is 27, Sam is 24. So they're asking for different things for Christmas now, right? Jack and Kat just asked for some luggage and a new bed frame, and Sam always asks for his ski pass, his season ski pass for Christmas and his birthday, and so not as many things to wrap, right? Not as many things to wrap, at least in our family. We always do stockings. And again, that's a Christmas tradition, right? So in some houses, Santa fills the stockings. In some houses, Santa does not fill the stockings. So it just depends on what your tradition is, what your family tradition is. All right, not quite. It's not quite right. I just keep moving this guy around a little bit, don't I? We'll just keep moving it until we like where it is. That's probably good. All right, bucket list. So, as I was out of town, I had taken with me all of my December daily stuff, because I had to work on that every day while I was gone. So none of it is unpacked yet. I need a couple tools here out of my little bag. So here is my little ruler. I would like to just do a little line here, I think. Just a little line or two. I think we'll do 2 little lines. And that will help to just separate my title from my list here. All right, the things on my bucket list. I don't have a lot of things on my holiday bucket list. So let's see. I don't know. I might be able to. I think this will be a run-on list. I think I'll do it as a run-on list as opposed to like a numbered or, one after the other list. A run-on list, I call it. Let's see. Hello, Kimberly. Kimberly said, hi, Lael, cute Santa paper. Yep, we are working with Santa's Village from Simple Stories. Good morning, Louisa. Just looking. Carol said, love Lael stamps, both digital and physical. Yes, Carol loves the digitals. Nancy, our grandchildren are getting an experience. Oh, yes, Nancy. I was so happy when you told me that. It sounds like so much fun. I won't necessarily say what that is because I don't know if you have, if it's public yet. Anyhow, but you're making a video. Oh, that is so fun. Nancy, I love that. So Louisa said, Lael, with grown kids, how do you do Secret Santa? So this Secret Santa is a little bit different. This is where we find a family in need, and we basically help to do Christmas for them. And then they don't know that it is us. So that is why it is secret. But just, we feel so fortunate in what we have and what we've been blessed with that if we can help, a family that it needs help, then that's kind of what we do. We also told the kids, we said, whatever you would spend on us for presents, just basically give me the money, and that will go towards that Secret Santa for that family. All right, you notice I just couldn't leave alone here. I felt like I needed something else, so we're adding a little something. We're adding just a little something down here, even though we're covering up that really cute North Pole. Oopsie, a little stuck. Okay, there we go. And now we probably need something like that up here. Here, no, and then I know I'm not going to like it over here. Then it's going to seem like it's too like placed. So we'll just be good over there. All right, so my bucket list. It's a run-on list, so I need a bullet stamp. Let's take a look at the bullet stamps. So Bullets and More 2, Bullets and More 3. There are going to be, oh, look at, this could be fun. There's a cute little, in Bullets and More 3, there's a cute little present bullet stamp. So the bullet stamps, I would say, are, for me personally, probably my most used stamps, because I pretty much use a bullet stamp on every single one of my lists. Bullets and More was the original. So Bullets and More, pretty basic, right? Some different numbers, basic bullets like hearts and stars and squares and things like that. Bullets and More 2 came, I don't know, maybe about a year after the first one, with lots of bullets. And then Bullets and More 3 has lots more. So I need to, I better put this one away. I was working on our list from last time we were together this morning. So I still have on my little stylus here, I still have the thumbtack that I'd been working with. So let me take that off and get that put away just so I don't lose it. It's the most important thing with your bullet stamps because they are so small. You want to get them cleaned and put away right away. Otherwise, you will lose one or two along the way, which has happened to me. On Bullets and More 2, there are other Christmas, or I should say more specifically themed bullet stamps for the holidays. There's a Santa, there's a Christmas tree, and there's a little ivy. Or holly berries. That's not ivy. But I think it'd be fun to do that little Christmas present from Bullets and More 3 because we have a couple of presents here. So this is one of my stamping blocks. It is called a stamping stylus. So it is something that your hand is very familiar with, right? Look at that. Pretty much the length and circumference of a pen or pencil. So very familiar to your hand. This one is specifically for the bullet stamps because the bullet stamps are so teeny. Remember when we talked about right sizing your stamping block, and that will really help with your stamping, especially if you are a newer stamper. Even if this is my smallest one, that is still a really large block to be using with that little teeny stamp. It just makes it a little bit harder to work with. So the smaller the stamp, the smaller the block. In this case, you have the stamping stylus. So I am going to go ahead and put that on the end of the stylus. There's a little label on the stylus. That label is there for a reason, besides which you would think would be there just to let you know that it's mine. The label is there for a reason. Because this is so long, you can't necessarily see the orientation of the stamp. And I'd like to make sure, as I am stamping, that I have my little present here in the same-ish orientation every time. So this is what I mean. There. I'd like to make sure that that little gift stamp is in the same orientation every time. If I line that up to where I want that orientation to be, I line that up with the little, my little squirrel there on the label. And then if I'm always paying attention to where the squirrel is when I'm stamping, that makes sure that the orientation of that little tiny stamp is going to be roughly, right, in the same spot every time. Instead of being sometimes like that, sometimes like that, sometimes like that, right? All right, so there we go. I think that will be cute, and I am doing that with the green, that rustic wilderness. All right, so here we go. Here are the things on my bucket list, my holiday bucket list. Things on my holiday bucket list. The first one is to maybe check off a few of those movies. Check off a few of those movies on my movies to watch list. I'd like to watch a few of those, right? So I just need to make it a priority and squeeze it in, right? Squeeze it in. I work a lot, but I do not have movies on. I don't have a book on tape, an Audible book. I don't have anything on in the background when I'm working. Well, obviously, when we're doing this, I can't have anything on in the background because YouTube doesn't like that. But I can't listen. I can't track a book on tape. I can't track a movie. I just have to have music on. So I can't necessarily watch one of those while I'm working, although that would I'd probably get all of them marked off. I on my holiday bucket list, and this is happening. I'm making it happen. Our newest Christmas Eve tradition of books and chocolate. I had shared this in the Lail by Mail Facebook group a couple of weeks ago. I saw something that I think it's maybe a Norwegian tradition that on Christmas Eve, everybody reads a book and then eats chocolate. And I'm like, well, that sounds like to some really good things. I like that. That would make me happy. Like books and chocolate, really? Yeah. So that's for sure going to happen on the bucket list. Let's see. I would like to go see the lights at Temple Square. That is in downtown Salt Lake City. The Mormon Temple, LDS Temple, Latter-day Saints Temple, whichever one of those things. But they have amazing Christmas lights. And so usually every couple of years, we don't go every year, but every couple of years, it's just kind of fun to go downtown and have dinner and see the lights because they're pretty spectacular. So I think this year, like to do that again. Really, my bucket list is to stay caught up on my December daily. Right now, I'm a few days behind. I'm actually surprised I'm not more behind because we were out of town. I was able to do it every day, except for yesterday, because yesterday we were packing and leaving and coming home and all of that. So I need to still do Thursday and Friday, and I don't think it's going to happen today. So bucket list. These are achievable. These are attainable, achievable things that I can do. Maybe. Snowshoe. Go snowshoeing. That's always on the bucket list for the holidays. We live at the base of the mountains, and basically we can be snowshoeing in about 15 or 20 minutes. So that's always on the bucket list for this time of year. Another one is to read, and not just Christmas Eve. Read, and read more. I love to read. I'm a very quick reader. So I am probably 3/4 of the way through a book that I started yesterday on the airplane. And it is called The Night We Lost Him, or How We Lost Him, or something like that. But anyhow, I just love to read. And so bucket list, I guess, is going to have to be how I'm going to make it happen this year, or this holiday, because I don't allow myself to read very often. All right, next up, bucket list. This is going to be bad. Not bad. It's not bad at all. It's not bad at all. But it is, to me, it feels... we have control. I pretty much have control over all these things, right? I have control all these things that I want to do during the holiday season. But one is to have more balance. You guys hear me talk about balance a lot. Balance. not work all the time. And now you may say, Lael, you said you were just out of town for a week. Yes, I was. There is not a day that goes by that I don't work. So even when we talk about work, for me, the December daily is work because it's something that I have to do every day. I have to, because I do a huge project kit around it every year. And if I don't walk the talk, how can I encourage you to work on that project if I'm not doing it, right? So that's kind of a big one. And so every year, I'm like, yay, I'll have some time off in December. And then I get to December, and I'm like, what am I thinking? No, that doesn't work. So just balance, always for me, balance, always, always, always. And then the last one on my list is to get a jump start on things to focus on in 2025. There are some things that I definitely need to get a control of in my life. Eating is one of them, my friends. And so that is, I would really rather not start the year in that spot. So if I can start on that now, it's better to start on some of those things now than to wait. So that is also a thing on my bucket list. Now, that may seem a little odd because, hello, bucket lists are all of these I have complete control over, right? I have 100% complete control over. So I just need to do them. I just need to do them. Need to make sure they happen. And if they're important to me, then they should happen, right? All right. So let's get this little guy put away, and we will get that in our Traveler's Notebook insert and be done with our first list. So we do need a date, and maybe, what are we thinking there? Maybe, I think we're thinking maybe, actually, let's take a look at the sticker book. Let's look at the sticker book. And while I'm looking at the sticker book, I can put all these things away. Let's look at the sticker book for Holly Jolly. Put these guys in here too. These guys are so cute, the little deer. All right, there are some word strips. I don't know if I'm going to like these word strips on there or not. Probably not. I think we just need our regular plain old word strip stickers. So those are cute, but they are not for that. So let's go into, the bin of word strip stickers. Smalltalk. Let's look at Smalltalk. So I don't know. Maybe I don't know if it'll be white or black. Let's just look. Do your best. Well, that one works really well. Bucket list. Do your best, right? Do my best. If we do that right there, do your best. And then what if we do, I saw somewhere in here, do I still have one of these little, I do have a little heart there. Do your best. And then I just saw this guy. Yes. So I like him kind of there. It helps to kind of fill in that space a little bit, but it's not like linear. So if we kind of just tuck that little guy right there, that little cute candy cane. And then we will call our first list good. How are we doing on time? Oh, okay. Here we go. Grab that. And that little guy, I think we'll just put right about there. And then we have our little gold foil star from Santa's Village. Let's put that right about there. Do your best. Bucket list, do your best. All right, there we go. It is done. Done. All right, let's put those away, and I'm gonna start to get all these things put away as we get ready for our next list. So I think maybe this would be a good time for the live giveaway, okay? For the live giveaway. I know I've missed lots of things. Carol K said she just got the plastic sleeves. Oh yeah, the stamp storage sleeves, right? Stamp storage sleeves. So all of my stamps, both my own personal stash of Lael by Mail stamps, and then my own personal stash of all of the other stamps I have in my collection. All of them are stored in the stamp storage sleeves. It just makes everything uniform and easy to find, and they store very well that way. So the stamp storage sleeves come in 4 sizes: 6x8, 5x7, 4x6, and 3x4. So you will notice, like these, I just pulled out. Some of these we'll be using today. But I put a little piece of white cardstock in the back. The reason I put the white cardstock there is that with your stamps, you have the plastic on top, the plastic sheet on top, and the plastic sheet underneath. Sometimes that plastic tends to stick in the stamp sleeve. So I just have a little piece of white cardstock that is in each of those. That I do that on my own, so they don't come with that. And then it just makes it super easy for that to pull right out. Sometimes people say, well, Lael, why don't you have a 4x4 stamp sleeve? And I say, well, because you have to pay for a new mold in each size, so I don't want to do that. But I say you don't need one, because look if you need a 4x4, you just take a 4x6 and trim it down. Same thing with a 3x3. So if you have a 3x3 stamp, you take a 3x4 stamp sleeve and trim the top off, and then you have what you need. So let's do this. Let's do the first giveaway. We're going to do a live giveaway. And the way the live giveaways work, you leave a chat. You leave something in the chat. And we'll start that now. I will get everything cleaned up. Once I get everything cleaned up and we start talking about the next list, I will stop. And I will, I'll scroll my finger up in the chat. And wherever my finger stops, that is the person that wins. But there's a whole bunch of chat I think I missed. Let's see. Just to make sure I didn't really. So Grace said, will you tell me the difference between the two styluses? So there's just one stylus. Well, actually, that's not true. The original stylus that I did, was made in the US. And as much as I can, I have things made in the US. All of my stamps are made in the US. My die cuts are made in the US. So as much as I can do, made in the US. The problem with the styluses that I originally did that were made in the US, they were cut, but they couldn't polish easily the ends. And so the original styluses still worked great, but the ends weren't polished. So sometimes your stamps would have a little bit of a hard time sticking to the end. Then I just tell you to clean the back of it and press hard, and then it would work. But the new styluses, newer, they've been here for maybe a year or so, have polished ends. And then, so they're polished like your regular, stamping block. So I'm not sure, Grace, if that was the question that you were asking. I think so, but that's the difference. And the originals, they don't exist anymore. So you can only get the new ones. What is your suggestion for using the older stylus without the sticker for orientation? So Colleen, all of the styluses have always had the sticker. So if yours does not have a sticker, or if your sticker came off, I would just put any sticker right there, because really that's all that is, right? So just put any sticker there so that you have that orientation. You're orienting with something. Annie, on her bucket list, is to do some Christmas baking for the neighbors and friends. So Tracy, do I want to put holiday on the top? So you know what? I could. If I could, I would just write it. But I think I'm okay with bucket list, because it will go in my traveler's notebook. Kind of at this time. We'll do this. How about this? How about if we do this? I think I like that suggestion. Holiday bucket list. Okay, just added that little holiday. All right, and now I'll add my little date here. So this would be 12/14/24. All right, now we're ready to go. Okay, so I will finish cleaning these things up. So if you have not been in the chat, chatting away, you probably want to go in the chat and chat away, because that is how I will pick the winner. And let's talk about what that prize is. Let's have it be that List Builder To Do stamp set. So super versatile stamp set. bucket list, things to-do list, get it done list, grocery list, shopping list, checklist, project list, honeydew list, lots of things with that. And then I'll also put in one of the stamp sleeves, one of the 4x6 stamp sleeves. Alrighty, so do we have all of that put away? I think we do. I think we have all of that put away. And now we will set that off to the side and get ready for our second list. That second list, we will now circle back to, it's kind of a continuation of our list, one of our lists from last week. And that is the, oh wait, let's get this put in. Let's get it put in right there. Oh, that's interesting. That's the back side of that paper that we used on our movies list when we were together last week. Alrighty, there we go. Okay, so I'm going to stop and I'm going to scroll up, and wherever my finger stops, it stopped at Zen Girls. Zen Girls said clean up. Bahaha, I have a big desk and work in a small 23 inches. Zen Girls, you are not alone. I think we are all that way. I mean, I could have a room that was 300 square feet by 300 square feet. You'd work in this little tiny space. I do not have a room that is 300 square feet. I should probably clarify that. If I did, I'd still work in this same little area, right? All right, so Zen Girls, congratulations, Zen Girls. Please send an email to lailbymail@gmail.com. In the subject line, please write winner to do stamp set and storage sleeve, stamp storage sleeve, and then your email or your mailing address, and we will get your prize shipped out. Congratulations. Now, if you didn't win, don't be sad yet. There's still more opportunities. Another one. I always do an after party prize as well, which means you leave a comment on the video when it's over, not in the chat. Leave a comment on the video when it is over. And then before we're together again next Saturday, I will draw a random lucky winner that left a comment to win. Let me just write this down. Zen Girls to do stamp plus the storage sleeve. Okay. Okay. All right. So our next list, like I said, a little bit of a continuation from, oh, there's my hair. Little continuation. Yikes. That doesn't look very good up close like that. Little continuation of one of the lists that we did last week. And that list that we did last week was over here. It was phrases kids today wouldn't understand. So I thought it might be fun to kind of flip that around. And as we flip that around, it would be phrases you didn't hear 20 years ago. Okay, so phrases today kids wouldn't understand. We talked about things like hang up the phone, dial the phone, insert the disc, at the tone, the time will be. So phrases today kids wouldn't understand, right? So this one is phrases you didn't hear 20 years ago. So I'm going to use the same collection that I did on this list. The collection I used on this is the for the record collection from Simple Stories. So let's take a look at what we would like to use. Let's pull out. We will need a couple pieces of pattern paper again. Oh, I didn't put everything. We have things all over. Oh, okay, so hold on. Phrases you didn't hear 20 years ago. I think we might do something with the journal bits this time. Let's look. I have not picked paper at all for this list. We kind of have some pieces pulled out from several lists in the past. All right, I also want to double check. Let's see. So I've used that that is also for the record. I really like that green. That green makes me happy. Let's look at that green and see what we might want to pair with it. Green and yellow would be pretty, right? Green and yellow. The green and orange. I need something a little bit more subtle. then say, well, obviously that wouldn't work. Then say that, right? That's a little bit more than I want to go. I've pulled out a lot of these papers. We've used that, right? We used that on the last list that we did. That is fun, but not with that. Way too much going on. But you know what? Maybe we do this. Maybe we take this guy and we put these two together. We go a different direction than I was thinking. All right, let's start with that. Let's start with those two and see where we land. I'm going to pull out these 2 pages just for reference, so we have them kind of for what we did last time. We could do one of the things that we did last time. I think I will do it again. As we're always trimming down the paper, right? We're always trimming down the paper because the width of our inserts is 5 inches wide. So I'm always trimming a 6x8 down to 4 3/4. We always have a piece left over. All right. We always have a piece left over when we do that. So let's cut both of these and then decide how we want to use one of the pieces that's left over. So here we go. That is 4 3/4. And this one is 4 3/4. All right, so what we did last week, this was that piece of pattern paper was navy with lines that had that little floral in the corner, and we used our little X-Acto knife to come in, our craft knife to kind of cut that out so we could put our list underneath it. But this piece right here, that rainbow strip, is the strip of paper like that we had cut off from this side. So it kind of helped to pull everything together. If we do that same thing again here, if this is here and we could go either way, right? We could go this way. Like so. Or we could go this way. I think I like this way. Why does this seem like that is not? It seems like it is totally uneven. It seems like it's way wider at the top than at the bottom. But it may just be an optical illusion because of all of those. I think it's an optical illusion. Hold on. Let's get these things to line up. Is that where it is? No. Is that where it is? There we go. All right. So let's go ahead and do that. I've missed all these things. I've missed loads of things in the chat. So here's the deal, friends. If you left a comment and I missed it at any point in there, the best bet is to type it again and type it in all uppercase, because then I tend to see it. Wait, what did I just do? It was even. Not even anymore. I must have turned it around. Right? I must have turned it around. Let's see. There we go. Isn't that funny? I swear, this looks like it is wider. Well, you'll never notice. Once I get everything on there, we'll never know. All right, so there we go. Now we can come in and round our corners. All right, like that. And then over here, outside corners, get rounded. All right, so we need some white cardstock again for the base of our list. So what did the white cardstock go? Where did it go? Here it is. Here we go. All right. I need to make a collect call. Okay, hold on. Now, this is where I have to wrap my head around this. Phrases you didn't hear 20 years ago. Phases. Now, this is... Hang on. Because guess what? Here, I'm going to add I need to make a collect call because that goes on this one. Phrases you don't hear anymore. Because I still have a few left that I need to do. I need to make a collect call. And now it's funny because my brain keeps bouncing back to this one. I'm like, where am I? Yeah, busy signal. That was on there, right? I don't think you ever get a busy signal, right? I don't think you ever get a busy signal anymore. Well, you know what? Sometimes you get a busy signal if, I think like if the cellular line's down or something. Yeah, turn the channel, right? From last time as well. All right, phrases you didn't hear 20 years ago. So this is current. These are now current things that we didn't hear back then. So I am going to, let's get this guy. Too much here, too much. Let's get our white cardstock trimmed down. And we will end up with a, so if we can get 2 pieces out of this. 3 3/4, 4? Let's start with 4. Let's see what 4 looks like. 4. Oh yeah, 4 will work great. And then we were able to get 3. We were able to get 3. That's what the problem is. I'm putting it away. That is my least favorite trimmer, but it's what I travel with because it's small and portable. So let's just use this little guy. That arm drives me nuts because when it's not straight, that's why it's not straight, because that little arm doesn't get all the way straight. All right, there we go. So those are ending up being 4 inches by, are they 7? I think they're 7. Let's just do a quick check. Just in case you want to know. Just in case. Where are my rulers? That's weird. Just in case you want to know. That would be, yep, just a titch more than 7. So 4 by 7. For simplicity's sake, 4 by 7. Now we will end up, let's pick a color. I think we might use some navy here. If I wanted to kind of go the similar look and feel with this list, I could use this little gal, okay? So similar to this gal that I used, and that was kind of fun to bring in that old-fashioned vintage component. I think we can plan on using this again. If we maybe put this, maybe right about there in that same place. Again, that would work. Let's get this down. Oh no, we don't want to put that down yet. So I needed to check colors, but I would really like to work in, I think, that navy blue. Let's look and see what we can find for navy blue. Hello, Kimberly. Kimberly said, what smooth white cardstock do you use? Kimberly, I use a Neenah Bright White. And I buy it by the ream. But then I also have it on the website, I think in packs of 20 or 25 or something like that. I think the most important thing, if you are stamping on white cardstock, which I do a lot, you want to have a really smooth, right? You want it to be smooth and you also want it to be good quality. As with anything, if you are, well, usually when you can see it, when I'm doing my test stamping on like copy paper or something like that, you just don't necessarily get the crispness that you get potentially otherwise. If you have cardstock that has any texture to it, any texture can make it really difficult for stamping because that texture kind of gets in the way of your stamping. But that's what I use, a Neenah Bright White. All right, let's look at a navy. Hello, Reggie. Oh, I have several. Thank you. Thank you. I have 3. How have I missed him so far? He's bringing me his hunting. He's hunting in the house. And he's bringing me, okay, let's look. Chipped sapphire or faded jeans? I think faded jeans. I think chipped sapphire is maybe a little dark. I think faded jeans is what we're going to go with. So when I stamp the title, I'm going to use only part of, I'll only be stamping, part of the title. And then maybe we just use faded jeans as well. No, I would like to ink the edges again, I think. So maybe we just do the yellow. Yellow, mustard seed maybe? Let's see. Mustard seed-ish. Fossilized amber. It's probably a little bit closer to fossilized amber, but squeezed lemonade is too light. I think we're going to go with mustard seed. All right, mustard seed. Here we go. And then I need this out again. And I need this out again. So this is, you guys know, this is about as mixed media as I get. doing this mustard seed. All right, mustard seed is here. Using inks to ink the edges of things. That's okay. I know who I am. I know who I am. So it's funny. Someone said, let's see. Ms. L said, ha ha ha, Karen Haynes. I thought you were telling Lael to just Google it to find the phrases. I finally got what you meant. I totally get that because when I first saw that, just Google it. I'm like, what is she talking about? And then I realized, oh, I get it. But let's see. Do I have just Google it on my list? I don't think I do. So I will add that to my list. Just Google it. So this one is phrases you didn't hear 20 years ago. All right. Phrases you did not hear 20 years ago. IYKYK, right? Social media. You know what? Social media influencer, right? Social media influencer. That's a big one. You'd be like, a what the huh? A what? Social media influencer. I love it because, well, you guys know I love our listings so much. I just love our time together. It's just it. And this saying, I don't particularly care for this saying, but sometimes it's exactly what it needs to be. It fills my cup. It really does. It fills my cup. So, but one of the things that's so fun is that when we are listing, that you guys are throwing things out too, which I love that. I always love your input. Love, love, love. Yes, Alexa Siri, that's on my, that is on my list as well. Doing a YouTube live, right? Yeah, right. Yeah, huh? What? A what? Huh? A what? Ooh, throwing shade. Tracy, throwing shade. You're right. You don't hear that. You don't hear that. Kathy, and Kathy is totally correct. And I'm going to say it, even though it's not, it is political, but it's, it's not leaning one way or the other. You 20 years ago did not hear the phrase "Make America Great Again," right? Great again. That's something you didn't hear back then, for sure. I have X number of followers, right? Thanks, Jessica. We'll chat later. That's fun. Throwing shade. I've got to add that. Lifestyle influencer, right? Doing a YouTube live. Very fun. Okay. All right. So we'll get those guys. You don't notice it as much over here, but you definitely do here on that side. We'll get this little guy done as well. And I now need to change the blade on my trimmer because it's making it all jaggedy. I need to write some of those down. Get them on my little handy dandy notebook over here so that when we get there, I will be ready. Okay. Okay, we're just about done. Just about done with that part. This is when we need like the Jeopardy music or some kind of music. Do, 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 right? It's like watching paint dry. Watching me ink the edges. Alrighty, there we go. There we go. So let's go ahead and adhere this down. So last week when we worked on the alternate version of this list, phrases kids today wouldn't understand, we used for the title, we used the alphabet stamps from Out the Window. And I am going to do that same thing again so that there's some consistency between the two lists, right? So consistency being that we're using same collection, so similar color palette. We'll use the same alphabet for the title. Out the Window. Out the Window is a stamp set that is super versatile because it has alpha, it has months, it has numbers, it has years, but it also has a little 3x3 that's part of it that has this little grid and then different vehicles. So normally I use this for let's get this put away. Normally I use that stamp set for documenting the pictures I take out of plane window or car window or our RV window or what have you. But it's so great outside of that, it's got a great alpha with it. So we're going to do that. We are going to do that. My 401k value is, right? Well, and you know what's interesting? That one, it depends. I started out my career working for Cellular One, which was a cell phone company way back in the day. And not long after, we were bought by AT&T. And AT&T, obviously, big corporation, was very big on 401k. So I have had a 401k for ever and a day. So that wouldn't be on my list, but absolutely it would be on some people's list for sure, Karen, for sure. All right, so phrases. Let's grab P H R A S E S. Okay, phrases. Now, what we did when we did this before, where is this one coming from? Where did that just pull from? Oh, it's the one. Okay, so when we did this before, I used my pencil and my little ruler. Let's just see how far down we went, because that worked out pretty well. So I used my pencil and a ruler to draw 2 and, let's see, like 5.5 centimeters down. So let's do this. 5.5 centimeters down. 5.5, about right there. That was my imaginary line. It's not an imaginary line anymore. It's a line. I drew a line with my pencil, and that is my line that I am going to use to make sure that I am stamping all of my letters straight. So if you see, I still have that line there. I need to come back and erase it. The reason why I am concerned about stamping my letters straight is that I will stamp each of those letters individually. And I do that because I like to control how close I can get my letters next to each other. You can't necessarily control that if you are lining them all up on one stamping block. So that's the way I do it, and that's just one of my weird idiosyncrasies. So I am going to use my little circular stamping block here. This is one of my blocks. And wait, that's not a, oh my gosh, Lael. I did that upside down. Never mind. It is 1.625 inches. So it is a nice small size for lots of your alphas. All right, so let's make sure that we are liking where we're going with this. Let me just get out my little test notebook here so I can. It's windy outside. It's windy and warm. That means here in Utah, a storm is a brewing. Well, warm. It's probably in the 40s. Storm is coming. Oh, yeah, that's a good one. I like that. That is Faded Jeans. So, bring this back in. And, let's figure out. We were a little bit too far to the left last time. So if we go maybe about here. Okay. And I am using that imaginary line. Not imaginary. It's not an imaginary line, Lael. Let me see. Cancel culture. That is a good one. I don't have that on my list. So let me just quickly add cancel culture up here. Cancel culture. Friends list. Friends list? What is that from? What is that from? Ms. L, doxing. I don't know what doxing is. Ghosting for sure. But I don't know what doxing is. I'm like, this is phrases you didn't hear 20 years ago. I'm like, I haven't even heard that. I don't even know what that is. All right. PH. Phrases. Last time we did phrases, kids today wouldn't understand. Maybe this is phrases people like me don't understand these days. Yeah, I don't know what doxing is. PHR. Doxing is publishing private information about someone, especially as punishment, revenge. Oh, okay. I know. Okay. I know what that is. I just didn't know I didn't know that was the word for it. Doxing. Look at what we learned today. Look at what I learned today. Phra. So we always kind of go through something mentally when we are stamping a title with alphabet stamps. And sometimes we're thinking, oh my gosh, this takes so much longer. If I just pulled out an alphabet sticker, I would have been done by now, right? So stamping definitely takes longer. But stamping also gives us a little bit more flexibility, right? We never are going to run out of a letter. We are never going to run out of a letter, are we? Because the stamps are just always there, unless we lose one. And we can pretty much pick our color, right? If we only have black stickers, black letter stickers, then we're kind of limited to black. But our only limitation when we're stamping is the color, the ink colors that we have, right? So, I do both. You guys know that. I do both. I do alpha stickers and stamping. It just depends. Just bring this a little bit closer to me. I'm standing. I stand all of the time. Okay. When I work, I stand. When I craft, I stand. I stand all of the time. So when we're doing our listing, I am standing. My list sits a little bit more forward in relation to the camera. But that is a little bit further away from me. So if I can pull it back here a little bit, makes it much easier to get things stamped correctly. So that is another thing I'm going to recommend if you are new to stamping. Or maybe you've been stamping a long time, but you just don't love it. Try standing when you're stamping versus sitting. You have much more leverage. You have much more range of motion when you are standing versus when you are sitting. Okay. I always joke. You guys know this. I say when you're sitting, these are your little T-Rex arms. You don't have a lot of range of motion with your arms when you're sitting. And when you're stamping, you want to have range of motion and you want to have leverage. So if you can stand, I think that you will find you have much better control over what you're doing. Oops, I need that again. So I always stand when I am stamping. Well, I always stand all the time, but stamping for sure. The other thing too is, and this may seem totally like a really duh, Lael, may seem like totally obvious, but stamping on a hard surface. And I say that because I know some of you go to crops or you're at a hotel and you're doing, you may be not stamping on a hard surface. You may be stamping on like a card table or a folding table that maybe doesn't, lovely, see the top of my head. It may not give you, it gives too much give. There's too much give, okay? So you want to have a nice, flat, solid surface pushing back, giving you resistance. Gracie Crate said, I also stamp on my granite countertop since it's very stable, right? Sometimes if you need to get up and go in the bathroom, a bathroom counter. But yeah, stamping on a card table or a folding table, just a lot of times doesn't give you enough. It gives you too much give. You need more resistance. So stamping on a really hard surface also helps. Okay, so I didn't quite get that. See how there's a little blip in my S up there? Nope, it's not because of that. So I just didn't press quite evenly. There's always a way to fix things. In this case, I am going to grab one of these. What are these called? These are called micro applicator. I don't know. This little tiny, my friend Big Cheryl told me about these. They're disposable. So I'm just going to get a little bit of ink on that little guy and come in and paint that in. I keep saying, because I don't know, you buy them in packages of like 500 or something. I keep saying I just need to break them down and put them on the website. All right, so there we go. I just basically painted in with that little head, my missing spot of ink. And somewhere here I have blue ink on my fingers because I can see I have a little bit of blue ink. I have blue ink, yellow ink. I've got all kinds of ink on my fingers. Having a baby wipe or a damp paper towel or something like that is really helpful when you are stamping. I will wait to erase that line. that that pencil line. So I knew where I was stamping, so things could be even. I will wait and erase that later, because remember we talked about pigment-based ink. Distress oxide is a pigment-based ink. They take a little bit longer to dry. So if I were to go in and erase that right now, especially when I get towards the S, because the S is the newest stamped, right? Newest stamped image, so the ink on that one is wetter than the others. I would possibly rub blue all over the place if I caught it with the eraser. So we'll wait on that. Okay, phrases. Phrases you didn't hear 20 years ago. So I wrote the rest of this in if we're kind of going along those lines. Phrases you didn't hear 20 years ago. And then I will come in here and do my little double line like that guy with my ruler. Zen girls, I love it. That's so fun. You're crafting with Christmas sheet music from 1901. That is so cool. Now, did you also tell us about, was it last week? You had pages of old phone books, right? Was that you? Or was that somebody else? We were talking about phone books last week because we were talking about one of the phrases is let your fingers do the walking. And that was like the yellow pages, which kids today wouldn't understand that. All right, phrases you didn't hear 20 years ago. Now I need to come in and do my little outlining here. And then we are going to need to find some additional something to decorate this side. We already know what we're doing on the other side. I'm basically just replicating what I did last week. But it makes sense to replicate it-ish because it's a similar topic. All right. Swole. I don't know what that is. Tracy, did you do the other one that you're like throwing things at me? I'm like, I don't even know what that is. What is that one? What is that tool called again? Which tool, Louisa? I'm not sure what you were talking about. Let me know. I'm not sure where that came from. No. FOMO. Yes, FOMO is one. Fear of missing out, right? FOMO. All right, so let's get this little gal in here. We're going to have her be right here to the edge. We'll get her ready to roll. Now, she has a little thing here that says, I'm living the dream. And that probably isn't really going to work on this list. So we'll end up putting something right over that. We won't let that stop us from using it. So here we go. Look at, here's this week. Here's last week. We need something else to be in here. So let's look. I mean, here's the thing. I can like things like that really don't have to do with anything that I'm listing about, right? I mean, I just kind of like this. I kind of like this little recorder. It's kind of fun, isn't it? And it really doesn't go with the topic, but that's okay. I'm the boss of me. I can do whatever I want, right? We get to decide what we want to do and how we want it to work. Cameras, I'm just pulling out the washi from this. I don't know about that one. And then the numbers. Cameras don't really work. Maybe this one, we'll see. The small, oh, thank you, Louisa. Small, cute. So it is, I was just looking at the bag. It's called, I don't know, micro applicator, but then it cuts it off. So Louisa, if you want to email me, I can send you the link. All right. Let's see. What if we do this one? I don't know. We'll look. We'll see if we want to do a little bit of washi on this one too. We're doing pretty simple list today. Pretty simple. Oh my gosh, Lil, come on. Come on. That could go there. right? Like that. With our flipping off that little guy. With that recorder, I just like the recorder. I think it's funny. I mean, it's not funny, but I think it works. We're going to make it work. There we go. There we go. All right, so now I was looking at one of these were pretty cool too. These little, like you fill in, happened blank, remember blank, documented blank. But I don't know if any of these will really work for what we'd like to do. These little things like that, right? But the remember doesn't really work on this one, right? Documented. No. Happened. Maybe. Date. I kind of like date. I think we'll do that. And then we'll just write in today's date. So this would be December 14th, 2024. It kind of fits right in there very well. Like that. Whoopsie. All right. It's like it was meant to go on the top of there. It fits perfectly. All right. So that one came, all of those little guys came from the journal bits from For the Record. All righty. I do feel like we will need one more little thing to go right in here. Because that one little guy is just kind of by himself. Just kind of by himself. I think the glasses will be a little bit too big. Yeah, no, I don't like the glasses. Let's keep looking in the sticker book to see what we have. I mean, we do know we need something else to go right here. Like the story could kind of go right there. That works. And then we kind of have this other little space, so something else needs to go there too. What if recorded goes there? If we kind of go like that. All right, let me check one more thing. I think we can get down maybe a little bit. Maybe we do this. Maybe we flip-flop these. We put recorded here. And then in here, we do the story. Like that. All right, coming along. Coming along. So what if we did in here something else? My faves, photo taken, a fresh start, note to self. I mean, note to self could work, I guess. At this moment. Well, that would work. At this moment. Phrases you didn't hear 20 years ago at this moment could work there, right? We were looking for something to go there and we got sidetracked. Let's look and see if there's a little something that can go there. I don't want to use a flower. Something like this. No. All right, so I'm just going to put that there, but this is why I don't like that. So do you see that right here? And then this here, it doesn't work at all. Doesn't work. Does not work. We'll keep looking. And sometimes we have to come back to it because sometimes we really can't find anything that we like. And then we're like, that's okay. This one is a little bit less icon heavy. This collection is a little bit less icon heavy than some of the other Simple Stories collections. All right, I think that we're just going to leave it like that. Okay, so let's go ahead and now start our list. Start the engines. Okay. Oh, look at all these other things I have to play with. A few more icons here, but again, not as icon heavy as some of their other collections. And then we have the Brabants. I think we're good. I think we're just gonna leave it. I think we're gonna leave it the way that it is, and we're gonna start our list. Oopsie. So, what do we want to use for a bullet stamp? We should have. The tape player is cute, right, Zen girls? It's just so fun. Ooh, gaslighting. Yes, right? We knew gaslighting was a thing back then. It's always been a thing, but it didn't necessarily have a term for it, right? Gaslighting. Oh, Colleen, that's a great one. The Me Too movement, right? This one, I think we're going to have a lot more for this one. I think we're going to have a lot more for this one than the other one, catfishing. Karen, marijuana is legal. You didn't hear that all back then, I know, right? Marijuana is legal. Some states you hear that, right? You don't hear that in Utah. Pretty certain you'll never hear that in Utah. Yeah, you guys, oh, spam. That's a great one too. Well, you did hear spam 20 years ago, but it meant the pretend meat, right? Dispensary, right? The marijuana dispensary. Oh my gosh. Okay. All right. So here we go. We need to find our bullet. So maybe we'll just make this super simple one. What if we used so this could be kind of fun. There is a little cassette tape. There's a little cassette tape, right? So really it's not going to have anything to do with our list. It's just going to tie in with that little guy. So pop that cassette tape on the stylus like so. And then let's see, maybe we'll just use that same blue. I think so. We're gonna do it. All right, there's our little cassette tape. Look at how cute it is. Look at, it's so cute, little cassette tape. All right, so starting my list in no particular order. Shoot me a text. Or send me a text. What? We'd be like, what? I mean, it is kind of fun to think about some of these things, like back 20 years ago, that if we could see in the future, we'd be like, wow, that's amazing. Scan the QR code. We'd be like, what? Scan? What do you mean scan? And QR code? What the heck is a QR code? Scan the QR code. Those definitely became square QR codes. Definitely became more acceptable. Not acceptable. More, because they're acceptable. More visible, maybe, during the pandemic, because restaurants started having their menu on a QR code as opposed to a paper menu, right? All right, next up, let's see. I got to shoot me a text, scan the Q. Drop me a pin. Do you know that one? Drop me a pin. Like if you are trying to find someone, you say, drop me a pin. And then it'll tell you exactly where they are. Drop me a pin. Let's see. DoorDash, right? DoorDash. Okay, Karen, I'm putting that one in there. DoorDash. Uber Eats. Uber, right? Take an Uber. Call an Uber. Schedule an Uber. Okay, hang on. Now I'm getting out of turn here. Oh, ghosting. I did have ghosting, I think. I don't know if somebody said that. Ghosting, right? Ghosting. Like if you ghost somebody, you just basically ignore them. I feel like we've kind of done a version of this list, but in a totally different way before. Cancel culture. That's funny. I had cancel culture on my list. Oh, and I had ghosting on my list twice. That's funny. Cancel culture. So I had started this list. I had actually started making my list in my little notebook right after we did our last list, because that's when I decided it would be fun to kind of do this list too. So I had a short list, and then when Nick and I were out of town, one day we were at lunch, and I'm like, okay, help me think of these, and then we came up with a ton more. Here's another one, woke. And we have in my blank era. In my blank era. In my blank era, you guys, that is actually one of the lists that we are doing next week. In my blank era. And that is like a Taylor Swift reference. So kind of start thinking about that. What era are you in? What is something that you are doing a lot in this kind of time of your life? One of the things on my list is I am in my velvet era. I have quite a few like velvet tops. I'm in my velvet era. So I thought that'd be kind of a fun list to do. So that one we'll be doing next week. Here's one, sexting. So you've heard the term probably sexting, where I think you are sending like naughty pictures or I don't know, words or whatever through text, but sexting. And that's kind of a double duty, right? Because 20 years ago, you didn't hear the word texting and then definitely not sexting. In my grandma era, I love that, Tracy. Tracy's in her grandma era. For sure. Podcast. So maybe, what podcasts are you listening to? What podcasts are you listening to? So funny. I need to charge my car. That one just came to me. I don't have an electric car, but you probably didn't hear that before, right? I need to charge my car. For anyone that has an electric vehicle. Alrighty. Let's see what else we have on my list over here. Oh, photobomb. Photobomb. Photobombs probably have always existed as long as cameras were in the world, but photobomb is being an intentional, right? Grace Ward. Grace Ward said, I'm enjoying the input on your listing right now. Your list is lighting up my brain. Thank you, Lael by Mail and everyone. I love it when we have lists like this where everyone is kind of, not everyone, but lots of people are participating and throwing in, different phrases, things to add to the list. Even though some of you are not at all even listing, but you're throwing things out, which I love it, I love it. All right, photobomb. Binge watch, right? Binge watch. Which is so funny because back in the day, you had to wait a whole week. Well, that's kind of what is happening with Yellowstone right now, right? The second half of the 5th season or whatever it is, you have to wait a whole week. Oh, that reminds me, we have one to watch from last week. Schedule a Zoom. Schedule a Zoom. Right? What the heck is a Zoom? Back then it would be like, Zoom, you mean the show on PBS? Box 350, Boston, Mass. 02134. Does that ring a bell with anyone? All right, let's see. Just Google it. You know what's so funny? Just Google it. Did I have that on there too? I think I did. No, I probably just added it there. That's funny. I'm trying to cross these off as we do this. How about this one? Venmo me. Venmo me. I mean, that's even, 5 years ago, we wouldn't even know that, right? Venmo me. We would have had PayPal me. Venmo me. Cloud storage. That's a great one. Download to the cloud. Cloud storage, right? That whole thing. Cloud storage. Cloud storage. Now, what's really fun to think about, is the list that we did last week. Phrases kids today wouldn't understand. You guys, this list in 20 years will turn into phrases kids today wouldn't understand, right? Because this is all current stuff, but in 20 years, this will be like this one. Like, let your fingers do the walking, right? We won't have a clue what any of these things were. And I thought so, Karen. I added it after you wrote it, right? Ms. L, so Teams. When I said this, Nick said, you Teams. And yeah, so like Teams and Zoom and, right? Hit the like button and follow. That's a good one. Hit the like button and follow. That's total social media, right? Total social media. Which, if you're still watching and if you have not hit the like button, hit the thumbs up button, would you? That'd be awesome. That would be so awesome. All right, what else do we have? We got Venmo Me. Hey Siri, right? Hey Siri. And then another one kind of similar to that, we have Ask Alexa. Ask Alexa. Ask Alexa. Or you have Hey Google or Hey Sonos or, any of those, right? All right, what else do we have? Let's take an Uber. Did I do that over here? I don't think I did. I didn't. Let's take an Uber. An Uber or a Lyft or, whatever it is. And that kind of in this similar lines, just as back then we never thought we'd be getting in a car with someone else. Now it's like book an Airbnb. Book an Airbnb or VRBO, right? Basically rent someone else's house. All righty. Let's see. Hey, sir, let's take an Uber. Oh, send me a DM. Send me a DM, right? Like a direct message on Facebook or Instagram or I don't know, whatever little things like that people use these days. Send me a DM. Nick came up with this one. Swipe left. Swipe left. Now, I have never used a dating service. To my knowledge, Nick has never used a dating service, but swipe left, right? That is big with, that's how people meet people these days. That's how some people meet people these days. Swipe left. And a swipe left, I guess, is in some dating apps. I don't know if all of them or whatever, but swipe left, I think, is how you initiate contact with someone or learn more about them, or I don't know, swipe left. Hashtag, right? Hashtag is definitely not a term. Or phrase that we heard 20 years ago. All right, what else do we have? Google Maps. Google Maps. Now, I remember back in the day, MapQuest, and this is when I was traveling in the corporate world quite a bit, and I'd make the plane reservations and hotel, and then I would MapQuest every single place I was going, and I'd print out the maps and I'd have them with me in the car so that you knew everywhere you were going. And then, because I'm a spaz, I couldn't ever do it backwards. So then I had to, if I was going from, let's say, the hotel to an office, then I would do the MapQuest, print it out from hotel to office, and then I'd do the reverse one and print it out, office to hotel. Yes. Your Spotify year wrap. Do you Insta or Instagram? Right. Swipe left's a computer thing to swipe left on iPads instead of swiping up and down. Oh yeah, but a swipe left I think also is on a dating thing, right? So swipe left works in many cases there. Here's another one, and if you've ever heard this term and you didn't really know what it meant, Netflix and chill. So Netflix and chill apparently has a totally different meaning. Totally different meaning. Then, you think like, let's watch Netflix and chill out. It means something different than that, apparently. I think it means to watch Netflix and have sex. Netflix and chill. Add to my playlist. Right? Like I want to add that song to my playlist. All right, what else do we have? Order it on Amazon. Just order it on Amazon, right? Although, I do believe that Amazon was around back then, 20 years ago, but in a totally different, I don't know exactly when Amazon was started, but in a totally different capacity. It was an online bookstore. Oh, working remotely, yes. That's a great one, working remotely. Working remotely. I remember I used to dial in for things. I think, was that 20 years ago? Dial in? I think dial in was more like dial in for a conference call. I think so. YouTube channel, right? YouTube channel. A what? A what? A channel? A what? A TV? What? YouTube? What? What the heck is that? YouTube channel. All right. Let's see. A meme. Let's see. I'm gonna skip one. Social media influencer. That was a great one. Whoever brought that up earlier. Social media influencer. So now I'll put meme here because I think I'll have room here to put meme. Meme. All right, let's take a look. What else do I have? Oh, so this is one. If you're on Spotify, Music for Everyone. That is kind of their catchphrase. Music for everyone. Spam. So check your junk folder. Check your spam folder, right? Check your spam folder. Marijuana is legal. That was a Karen one, right? Marijuana is legal. All right, I've got a few more and my list is depleted. So let's see what else we have. Let's see. Oh, smartphone, smart TV. Yep. Smart TV, totally. Okay, let me keep looking. Grace said, I'm delighted with today's show and looking ahead to next Saturday, then the following Saturday, 3 Saturdays in a row. Wow. Oh, I love it, Grace. The OG or the GOAT, right? So there's two. The GOAT. Whoopsie, GOAT. And then, which is greatest of all time. And then OG is like the original, right? The OG. The OG. Golden Bachelor. Wanda, right? That Golden Bachelor. There's another one. COVID-19, Colleen. Absolutely. We certainly didn't hear that 20 years ago. We certainly did not. All right, let's see. I'm just looking up again. Click the link to pay. Click to pay. Click to pay. I think I'm probably going to end us there. And then I think we'll just do maybe one more. Let's see if we do one more. Word strip. There. Let's look and see where that product is. Where'd it go? Oh, it's on the floor. It is on the floor. So, this day in history. You know what? Let's do that. What if we just use that little rub-on? This day in history. So, rub-ons. I'm going to do this really quick. Rub-ons. If you haven't used rub-ons before, or it's been years, a couple things that will make life so much easier for you when you're working with rub-ons. First off, when you take them out of the package, for each sheet, Simple Stories have 2 sheets or 2 designs. 1, 2. Each sheet has a little protective backer behind it. I find it super helpful to staple those together. That's the very first thing I do when I open new rub-ons. Because rub-ons work by pressure. They transfer from the sheet onto whatever you are rubbing them onto. So if those 2 sheets become separated, chances of your rub-on ending up somewhere where you don't want it can be pretty high. So that's the first thing, staple them together. The second thing, and these are just my personal tips, you do what you'd like. I prefer to, once I find the rub-on that I want to use, to cut that away from the sheet. I find it much easier to just work with that one little guy as opposed to trying to prevent any of those other rub-ons from accidentally transferring to my project. So we cut it away. Next thing, you have your little applicator. Depending on the manufacturer, Simple Stories little applicator is a popsicle stick. So you've got a little popsicle stick. 49 and Market. Sometimes theirs have them, sometimes they don't. This little kind of plastic stick. Whatever it is, you don't want to let go. So you'll notice I was holding on to that the whole time. Once I put it down, I did not stop holding on. So as you are transferring, you are just rubbing your applicator across that rub-on, across that image. And I don't want to let go. If I let go and that moves, then I will end up with a crack or a break in my rub-on. So what I want to do is, you'll notice I need to let go over here, but before I let go over there, I put my finger there. So I'm still holding on. I'm going to rotate this because it'll be easier for me to come in this way. So as long as I'm letting or never letting go, right? Don't let go. It's the opposite of frozen. Don't let go. Then then it's not going to move, all right? The next thing, I need to check to make sure that all of that is rubbed on. I still don't want to be letting go. So I start to pull that away. And if at any time it looked like it was not, like all that blue isn't on, I would just lay that back down and then I would come in again with my little applicator here because I've still been holding on. It is not moving. As long as I'm holding on, I am good. I can continue to peel up that way. It looks good. I can now move my finger over there, still holding on. Come over to this side, peel away. All of those things will make it so I get a nice, consistent, without any breaks or jumps rub-on. So those are kind of my little tips when it comes to working with rub-ons. All right, phrases you didn't hear 20 years ago. Oh, and then the next thing, put those away right away because even though you staple the sheets together, they will find some way to become discombobulated and then you'll be sad. And I don't need to date it because I've already dated it with that little date journal bit. All right, so there we go. We can now put that into our insert. And where is my pencil eraser is somewhere. Whoopsie. Oh, how have I done that? My pencil eraser is somewhere. I would like to erase that now, but it is not where it's supposed to be. So we'll just put that away. Our little stapler we're done with. Let's get these things cleaned up and then we will have a few minutes at least to get started on our third list. I need to end us today at 5 minutes to because I have an appointment I need to run to. So I wonder what the UPS man is bringing us today. He is outside and our little cart, our treat cart is completely depleted. Not the treat cart, but I posted about this in the Facebook group a couple weeks ago. We've had our treat cart out for about 3 weeks for the delivery drivers. So UPS, Amazon, FedEx, USPS, whatever it is. I have a fun little cart outside the front door that goes out every day with snacks and drinks and Gatorades and water and cookies, granola bars, things like that. Just as a nice little thank you for the people that are working so hard this time of year. But got totally depleted while we were gone because Sam, our younger son, was staying here. And so he didn't deplete it, I don't think. But we just said, hey, listen, every day, please put that out. And so hopefully Nick went to the store to go get supplies to replenish that. Alrighty, so we are ready for this to now go into our insert. Ooh! Alrighty, I knew I was close to that. I had taken one of those with me, a refill with me on my trip because I knew I'd be close to running out of my tape runner there. So let me just replace that very quickly. I think I missed some things. Okay, there we go. Missed some things in the chat. Again, as always, if I miss something that you would like me to see or respond to, just type it again. If you put it in all uppercase, then sometimes it's easier for me to see it when I glance up. All right, there we go. And there we go. Let's get that over there. All right, so our third list. Our third list is another list that we do on a monthly basis. So we have a couple of lists that we do on a monthly basis. We do about last month. We do in the news. We also do one called What a Day. Let's see if we have a What a Day in here. We should have a What a Day on here. If not, that means I skipped it for October and November. Let's see. Oh my gosh, come on. Come on. Oh, here we go. Here's an example of What a Day. So basically, you pick a day, any day during the month, and you are just making a list of what you did that day. This is what I call a time capsule list. It is a 100% time capsule list because it's taking a very short, brief point in time, a day, and it's giving you a snapshot of what your life looked like on that day. I always say a list like this. I wish I'd been doing this when I was in college. I wish I'd been doing this when I was a new mom. I wish I had a list like this that my mom did, maybe in the 70s, or my grandma did, maybe in the 50s. It just very much kind of gives you a picture of what life is like at that point in time. So generally, I don't try to pick a special day where there's a lot going on. I usually try to say, this is the day, and then I just start making a list of whatever it is I did or am doing or did that day. So for this one, I am going to use Vicky's Wrapped in Ribbons collection. All right, Wrapped in Ribbons. I haven't used this at all in any of our listing just because we've really kind of, over the last couple of weeks, I've just started doing some of our Christmas or holiday lists. And this isn't necessarily a holiday list. It just is happening in December. So why not use fun Christmas product for it? All right, I'm going to have this one out just as a reference for me. When I do this list, I use the What a Day stamp set. So the What a Day stamp set is a super neutral stamp set in that you have numbers, you have days of the month, and then you have some word strips, little word strip stamps, and then some handwritten stamps that kind of tie in with What a Day that you could use with What a Day. So before we get too far, let's figure out if this is going to be a 1-pager or a 2-pager. What I thought I would use, I'm going to try to see what I can do with, I'm going to see what I can do with the paper repack. And we'll see if I can limit what I use on this list to the paper repack. So the paper repacks from American Crafts are pretty awesome. They have a lot of pieces in them. They have 200 pieces, basically 2 each of 100 pieces. And you have a combination of lightweight papers that range in size and then washi stickers. So because there's so many things in there, I thought, we can probably find something really fun to do on both pages with this. So we'll see how far we get. And whatever we don't get to, if we don't get it finished, then we will finish it up when we are together again next Saturday, Mary. That could be fun to do. We'll see. I don't know. Magic. Tell the story. Well, Tell the Story works. We're telling a story of a day. Maybe a little label. Maybe another little label. I don't know. Ooh, these are fun. So all these little guys are going to be washi stickers. Okay. The newer paper repacks that American Crafts started to do, the pieces say sticker on the back. But you can tell, you can feel it. The washi stickers are a little bit kind of translucent, kind of like washi. They're not a regular piece of paper, right? So I'm just looking to see as I pull things out what maybe would work. That's a fun little stamp, isn't it? The 25. Just like looking to see what is speaking to me here. What is speaking to me? Memories could work, right? Memories. Little star. A lot of pieces in here. Lots of pieces. So interesting. One of those could be fun maybe at the bottom. I don't know. I'm just looking to see what jumps out at me. Ooh, that's kind of fun. that little light, the little lights, the holiday lights. Those are cute. Aren't those cute? But, aha. What if, I think we can make this work. I think my number could go in there. And then if it was like that, and then maybe that stamps above it. I don't know. I kind of, same. That would be really fun, I think. Ooh, now we're looking for something maybe on the right-hand side of the page. So we're getting into the bigger pieces, right? Shopping list. With that cart. Oh, look at the perfect holiday playlist. That is super cute. There's too many things here. I don't know. I don't know what to use. Choices, right? I don't know if I've opened this and looked through it yet. I don't think I have. I never had time to do a What's New Wednesday with this. Oh my goodness. Too many choices. I love that. That Polaroid, oh my gosh, I gotta pull those out. I think something's gotta happen with that. Something's in my December daily. Something's gotta happen with these pieces. Set those off to the side. Oh, that's cute, that little guy. Oh, maybe something with those. So pretty much I'm gonna have like a 20-page list here based on all the things that I pulled out, right? Oh wait, that's cute. But look at this, look at this. I love that. All right, I think that's it. I think it's this guy on the other page. All right, with, not the book. Ooh, that's fun though. The book's fun. What does this say? Traditions. That's cute too. That would be a great for a list. Your holiday traditions like we were talking about before. I think it's this guy. Because I need a tall one. All right. Let's try that. Let's see how this is going to come together. Let's see how it's going to come together. This guy here. Because over here, this is just going to be a decoration. Basically, it's just going to be a decoration on that side. And then on this side, if we're thinking about like this, I still think we could do something really cool with that. Maybe. Or the green one. The green one or the red one. I don't know. We'll see. All right. It's coming together in my head. What if we did this? What if we do December here and we do the date there? So basically we're going to take the stamp, the December, and then do the date. And we'll make both of those work together. Should we try it? I think we can. Let's try it. Okay. Where did the, oh, here we go. Here we go. Oh, 12:34. I caught it. Thank you, Colleen. I got it. 15 minutes. All right. So here's the deal. We're going to get there. We probably won't get this whole one done, right? We probably won't get this whole list done. But we will get, well, we'll get some of it done. We get done what we get done. Where is the, I don't know. I feel like maybe we need a little bit of pattern paper. Like, no, I haven't opened up any of this. Open. All right, let's look. Let's look. No. We just need a little something. Just a little something. On this side. And maybe the other side too. I mean, if that goes there, that kind of goes well with our little guy. Oh yeah. All right, let's do it. I'm gonna like speed list right now. Speed list. Could you imagine if you said to me I had to get a list done in 15 minutes? I mean, I could, right? I totally could, but 4 3/4. Whoop. All right. I think those ornaments are going to be fun, Ms. L. I think they will be fun, those little guys. And then I just had an idea. If I felt like I need to put another one in there, like a third one in there. If I felt like I needed to get a third one in there, I know exactly what I can do. Okay. This little guy comes next. Whoopsie. And our little friendly deer goes right there. Such a cute little deer. Ooh. So in the paper repacks, the paper, it is definitely, it's thinner. It's not like your regular type of die cut. So it's definitely more paper, but it totally works. Okay. Now we have to figure out what we're going to do over here, because then I think it might be a little bit plain Jane over here. So if it's plain Jane over here, do we do the same thing? I don't know. Let's keep looking. Let's keep looking and see what we have. Might be kind of nice to pull in some green. I'm kind of looking towards the B-sides here. Something that'll be a little bit less. That would be great, but it's not the right color green. Some of these are just beautiful. All right, keep it coming. Ooh, here we go. What about this? Ooh, a plaid. All right, let's, maybe it's the plaid. Maybe we go with the plaid. Right? Plaid over here. Oh, yeah. That totally works with his little coloring over there. All right, 4 3/4. We'll go right here, and we'll round these outer corners like that and like that. And these little guys will come up from in here, and then we will need a white cardstock for our list, I think that's what we're gonna go with. So, oh, let's do something a little bit more, let's do something just a little bit more decorative than plain old white cardstock. And that is going to be, I am looking, that is going to be the grid paper. That is one of my, that is that guy, as I'm down looking down. That is, ouch, the 6x8 grid or graph paper. And there's also a lined version of that. But that will just kind of help break up. It'll just kind of make it a little bit more, I don't know, something, there's a little bit more going on as opposed to a little bit more decorative. So this guy, if we go 4 by, let's see where we want this to go. 4 by probably 7. I just marked that with my fingernail. Did I? Right there. That little guy. All right. Okay. So we're gonna go right into here. Ooh, what did I do? Did I do that on purpose? Did I do that on purpose, friends? I do not know. I guess I did. I'm not sure why I did that. But I did it, so that's the way it's gonna be. All right, so let's do this. Let's do our stamping on here, and then I think we will start out next Saturday. We'll finish this list up next Saturday because I have a time, I have a time frame today. I have to stop a couple minutes before the hour. So if we did December here, and then what was the date that I did? This is the 12th, December 1-2 TH. Will they fit there? 1-2. They'll be jammed in there, but that's okay. And then maybe I'll do what I normally do here. This Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. All right, so maybe we should do it in black. I feel like we should do it in black just because we kind of have a lot of colors going on here. So let's do that. Let's do it in black. And I am not I'm not paying any attention whatsoever to the chat because I am like speed scrapping. I'm speed listing right now. So if that goes there, that goes over here. Okay. I could. So Ms. L said a smaller ornament. Yes. So remember how I pulled out those other ornaments? But I think it ended up being, it's a bigger ornament for sure. It's a bigger one. Oh, I wish that Sukaniko would hurry up and get these back in stock again, the ink pads. That ink pad is about had it. Okay, so if my one goes right here. Oh, that's not bad. Hi there.
How's the list going?
It's awesome. I'm just about done.
Which one you on?
The third one. But I have to go to my appointment, so, yeah. All right. Okie dokies. 1, 2. I don't have room for the TH stamp, but I could just write the TH next to it. Okay. Yeah, that is just about inked out. Just about inked out. Oh, and it's not quite even, but that's okay. It's all right. It's okay. December 12th. All right, so now let's check to see, because I think we'd like to do December here and then do this here, the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday one. Because this is going to go like this. So we just need to make sure we stay plenty over here. Right, let's try it about there. We better give it a little, just a little spot where we want to make sure that it starts, probably about right there. Okay. I'm not cleaning anything off right now. We're just, okay, test this over here, make sure it looks good. Oh, love it. All right, so this little guy needs to be about right here. I'm gonna bring it a little bit closer to me so I can see better. So you're not staring at the top of my head. December, ooh, it's cute. And then do we have room for this? I just have to make sure that there's room enough for Thursday. I think we'll make it work. We'll make it work. Yeah, wonky, but still cute. It's okay, right? That's how you know it's handmade. That's how you know it's handmade. It is wonky. It's wonky. Alrighty. This little guy is my little strip that has the, like, the first initials of the days of the week. All right. So we know this has to be a little bit more over to this side, right? There we go. All right, so I did want to ink the edges of this, so I'm not quite ready to do this. So I know I'd like to ink the edges of this. So maybe if we ended up like that, actually, then maybe it looks like I intended to do that on purpose, even though I didn't, right? So we were talking about another ornament. I had pulled out a couple of ornaments here, hadn't I? I think we had pulled out oh yeah, we did. Okay, now these are quite a bit larger. So that guy could kind of go there, right? So you still see it a little bit. Then we don't have just 2 things. Then we have 3. So then we're kind of in our not rule of thirds, but then we have 3 things. So that, I think that will be cute. We put that next to here, on here, like that. Yeah, I think it's cute. All right, so let's take, I'm gonna see if I think I have time to do this really quickly. My green. I think that probably Rustic Wilderness will work again. Let's at least get those edges inked so that we're getting those edges inked so that I can adhere those pieces down so I don't lose them. in between now and next week. All right. So sometimes, right? Sometimes if we have too much time, we overthink things. Clearly that's not happening here because we're kind of trying to speed do it. Isn't that funny how that, I mean, it all just came together. And it's pretty much, well, it's all of those pieces are from the paper repack. And obviously I've used pattern paper there as a background, but those paper repacks, if you're not familiar with those are pretty awesome. They're a pretty awesome thing. You've got so many pieces in there. And then, like I said, you've got 2 of everything. So you have 200 pieces, 2 each of 100 little designs. So those are good. Those are good. All right. Just adding a little bit of color there to our little list block. Ooh, wait, hang on. A little bit more over here. And then we probably just need to go a little bit more. And a little bit more. All right. Who's going to clean this up when I leave? Someone? Not Nick. How would that be? He's like, I'll clean that up. I'll bring in the big blue dumpster and it'll clean up fine. All right, so there we go. That looks pretty good. And I am going to grab highlighter tape to do this. I'd like to be able to get these. So let's take the center of that little guy out. I'd like to be able to get these in the right places. All right, I'm going to take highlighter tape. This is repositionable tape. And I am going to connect those 2 together and connect these 2 together. It's repositionable, so I just keep using it over and over and over again. I just put it on the little dispenser there. Now, I've taken 3 of those and turned them into 1 die cut. Now they're exactly where I want them to be. As opposed to getting them where you want them to be and then taking them off and then trying to put them back on again. As 3 individual pieces, now they are 1 individual piece. I think we're going to kind of right there. Okay, now we'll cut this little top part off. And pull these away, like so, and like so. Okay, and I think I will get just a little bit of my glue pen on these little guys. So behind those little hangers, the hangers for the little ornaments or our little signs here. All right, so there we go. Now, I still have some work to do, right? I still have some work to do. Obviously, I need to do my list, but I think I need to probably we need to add something down below there in that little blank space. And then I will make my list. But there we go. We're close. I will probably add something else in here. I don't know what. Maybe. We'll probably just do that because that would be really easy. I need something big to kind of fill in that blank space. I purposefully wanted that deer head to be where it is because I didn't want to show any of that red like above his head. I think that would look a little odd to me. That's why I placed him as high as I did. And we'll just do Mary or Cheers. Let's see which one we like. Cheers. Not cheers, because we end up with that weird space right there. So I think Mary works a little bit better-ish. Bit better-ish. Yeah, we'll do Mary. All right, friends. Speed, speed, speed. Ornaments on the right, Lael. What does that mean? I don't know. I'm not sure. I know. I'm good. I have to leave at 12:55. Well, 12:55. I'm Mountain Time, so that's what I mean by when I say 12:55. Here's a little trick. Something like this. Actually, I probably should have done it from the other side. Because it is very thin. If I just peel part of it away, I really should have started it from the other side, but that's okay. And I got too much of it out. Now I'm in a hurry and I probably shouldn't be doing this right now because it's probably something weird is going to happen and I'm not going to like it. And then I can just pull this out. That's way easier to handle, right? Than trying to get, you saw I even struggled a little bit with it. Come on. Oh yeah. Yep. He's way too high. Way too high. Well, I'll end up fixing him later. It's all right. You got to know when to walk away. You got to know when to walk away. Not too bad. That's okay, because then I will just do something right under here. Like a word strip sticker will be really cute right under there. So there's the start, friends. Woo! All right, let me quickly move these lights and flip the camera, and we will say our goodbyes until next Saturday, the 14th. I think I'm going to do a What's New Wednesday this week. I haven't done a What's New Wednesday in forever and a day. So I think I'm going to try to do a What's New Wednesday this week. I have some fun things to share. So let me do that. Let's rotate like this. Let's rotate. Whip. Okay, there we are, friends. So we got like 2 3/4 list done today, right? 2 3/4. We did pretty well. But this one I'm very excited about because that is a totally different way than we've used that stamp in the past. And that just kind of happened because of those two little guys. Okay, there's one more giveaway. Leave a comment on the video when we're done. Not in the chat. Leave a comment on the video when we're done. And how about let's just do this. Let's make it easy and fun. Well, they're all easy and fun, but let's do this. How about a $25 gift card to the website? All right. So the way you participate in that is leave a comment on the video when it's done. Okay. Anytime between now and next Wednesday when we're together. Hi. Which is Saturday the 21st. We will be listing again here at 9 a.m. Pacific time. Sorry to get so compressed at the end, you guys, and have to run, but I need to go to my appointment. So enjoy the rest of your Saturday. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Thank you for joining me as always. I just love our time together. I just think it's so special to me. So thank you. And I hope to see you guys next Saturday. Nick, you're making really loud noise.
Well, your time to be done.
Well, okay. I am right now. All right, friends. Thanks for watching. Take care.